Hi guys, AzureAce here and welcome to a new series of videos I'm going to be doing on the channel called the Dragon Ball Briefing. This is much like my series called The Kingdom Call, where I talk about Kingdom Hearts news, theories and discussion. This will be based around Dragon Ball obviously, and it will allow me to group my discussions and theories as well as news coming out from both Square Enix and Toei and Toriyama and people and things like that under one banner for each of them. But without further ado, let's just get right into the video, and if you haven't been living under a rock for the past few days, you will already know that Future Trunks, the much beloved character from the Cell Saga and the Android Saga, returning to Dragon Ball Super. And in this episode of my Dragon Ball briefing, I will be going more in depth into this confirmation and the implications it will have on the future of Dragon Ball Super, as well as talking about this new enemy, this Black Goku that was confirmed in the post by Toei as well. The actual unveiling of Trunks in the newly confirmed Future Trunks arc is set to be on June the 12th in Japan, but June 11th for everyone else. I did not go over that, I just generalised and said June in my initial announcement video, so I'm sorry. Yes, it's 12th of June for Japan, 11th of June for everyone else. Like I said in my news video breaking this story, the new Future Trunks arc features a time-travelling Trunks barely escaping from his new antagonist dubbed Black Goku, in which will result in an all-out battle that transcends both space and time and even involves the likes of the Kaioshins, the Gods of Destruction and the Omni King himself. It will be interesting to see how Trunks has grown in this time and if he has surpassed to become a Super Saiyan 2 or even further beyond to become a Super Saiyan 3, as he is the only fighter left to protect his timeline, as we know the Z fighters died during the fight with the future androids 17 and 18 in the Future Trunks timeline prior to the Cell Saga. Before Trunks comes back, it's unlikely he would have attained any form past Super Saiyan 3, and even that in itself is a stretch, as Goku was only able to attain this form after dying and going to the other world to train there, where he then attained the form of Super Saiyan 3. Super Saiyan God is completely out of the equation, as there is not enough Saiyans left in his timeline to complete the ritual, unless he went to something like Universe 6 to do it, and he is unlikely to have been found and trained by either Beerus or Whis and his staff to attain the God Key and the status of Super Saiyan Blue. I would predict that as of right now, given Herm's translation of the article when it says that despite being so strong, Trunks barely escapes with his life, Future Trunks is probably the third strongest unfused Saiyan, with Goku and Vegeta obviously being ahead of him, Gohan and Kabi being slightly behind, and finally Goten and Kid Trunks being at the lower point of the ladder. It will also be interesting to see how Kid Trunks and Future Trunks interact with each other, and if that will cause any instability in the timeline, as we know when Future Trunks first met Kid Trunks he was but a baby in Bulma's arms, as well as the interactions between a now more humble and accepting Vegeta and Future Trunks. How will Trunks react to the fact that his father is now a god and he has learned to respect the people around him and work with them? Other interactions that will be pretty interesting to see as well would be Bulma and her older future son after such a long time, as well as Gohan, with the last time Future Trunks ever seen Gohan being a teen as a Super Saiyan 2, having obliterated Perfect Cell with father-son Kamehameha. Another interaction that would personally interest me is Future Trunks and the God of Destruction himself, Beerus. He may have possibly have heard of his existence in his timeline, so maybe he would have been able to not so much meet him in his timeline but meet him now, as this does bring in Gods of Destruction like I already said. Now we move on to the other end of the spectrum with the as of yet mysterious and unknown entity that has forced Trunks to go back in time, the being known as Black Goku. We know next to nothing about this character. We don't know his motives, his power or his design. However, given the name, it is safe to assume he will resemble Goku in some sense of the word, most likely appearance, and that he is a powerful being and not one to be messed around with. I had a few ideas, one idea crossing what is believed to be canon and non-canon, and another in being in a completely different ballpark. The first thought I had is that what if this Black Goku is actually an evil version of Goku? This idea is reviled by a number of fans in the community, a large number in fact, as it has been done in fan fiction before but does not make any sense given the type of person that Goku is and his backstory, he would not do something like this. Another way that I can easily discredit this thought is the fact that Goku and the Z Fighters are dead in future Trunks' timeline, meaning it cannot be possible in a logical sense for Goku to turn evil, but this is Dragon Ball and it is Toriyama's writing, so anything can really happen. This allows me to segue into my next idea. What if this Black Goku is not actually Goku, but a Saiyan who looks like Goku? We have seen many Saiyans who resemble Goku in the past, such as his father Bardock, Turles, and obviously his son Goten. Do any of these characters ring a bell when Black Goku is mentioned? I personally would think Turles, as he does resemble Goku and he is of a coloured skin tone. My idea is that somehow a Saiyan from another universe who looks like Goku makes his way into Universe 7 of Trunks' timeline and starts wreaking havoc. Being more powerful than Trunks himself, he had to flee to the present and Super's timeline to warn them of the impending threat of what he calls Black Goku. And finally, the last idea I have is the one that crosses canons and is the most unlikely of them all for one solitary reason, which I will get into in a moment. The final idea I had is the reintroduction of Bardock, not as himself but as Timebreaker or Xeno Bardock, the exclusive character of the Dragon Ball heroes in Dragon Ball Online. And when you hear Xeno, you know what that means. That means the introduction of Mira and Toa into the canon Dragon Ball universe. This would make sense with the white hair clashing. However, I did think, what if he did not mean the enemy would have white hair, but he meant white hair would clash with black. White and black contrast, white hair with Black Goku. That makes sense. I'm not going to go into too much detail about Toa and Mira's backstory, as I do have a video discussing how Toa and Mira could be implemented into the plot of Super in a video that I have on the annotation that is on screen now. Despite Bardock only being shown once throughout the canon series, he has remained a popular character among fans for his noble attempts at stopping Frieza, as well as his non-canon What If transformation to Super Saiyan in the 2012 special episode of Bardock. This would fit into the fact that this new enemy would be able to create a battle that surpasses time and space, as Toa and Mira do have the power to do that, as shown in Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Dragon Ball Heroes and Dragon Ball Online. However, the one solitary reason that completely discredits this entire theory is the fact that since Trunks lives in the similar stretch of timeline to that of our current story, Bardock will have been already dead in theory, since the course of Planet Vegeta's demise is the same in both timelines. Bardock will have failed to stop Frieza and he will have been killed in the supernova that Frieza used to kill Bardock, as well as destroy Planet Vegeta. These are my theories and discussion topics that I would like for you guys to discuss down in the comment section below. But as always, if you guys like this video, please leave a like, comment your thoughts. What do you think about future Trunks? Who is Black Goku? Do you think it's any of the characters I mentioned in this video? Please share this amongst your friends and subscribe to join the Azure Army today. Thank you.